Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. All right. I don't think I've really read on this, but let's go ahead and get gossipy here. Then we're going to read on the pictures that recently surfaced of JD Vance playing beer pong in drag when he was at Yale Law School back in the day. The reason I want to read on that is something that Susan Lin talked about in one of her podcasts that aired that I listened to today. The beauty of driving into work. I get to listen to Susan Lin. How fun is that? Where she was commenting about George Santos and Madison Cawthorn. And how George Santos, although pictures of him surfacing drag, that wasn't why he was kicked out of Congress. He was kicked out of Congress because he lied and stole money from wealthy donors. Big no-no. Madison Cawthorn got kicked out because he spilled the beans on what's going on behind the scenes with these, with the Republicans, coke-filled orgies with all these old men who, are right-to-lifers and evangelicals and all these false things they claim to be. We're back to the Roman Senate days here, I guess. And because he told on what was going on, suddenly photos of him in lingerie come out, and he's then, doesn't win his primary. I think he got primary and he lost his primary. So he's out of Congress. Just to show you the difference between, you can be kicked out of Congress, but for Madison Cawthorn, it was personal. For George Santos, you screwed over wealthy people. You don't do that. Now we have pictures of JD Vance coming out of him in drag. Is he also on his way out? Is this the precursor? Is this the shot across the bow? Now, near as I can tell, JD Vance hasn't done anything publicly to warrant being kicked out. No, he hasn't ripped off people. There's no stories breaking that he's ripped off people. There's no stories that he's gone on, like the Joe Rogan experience, and explained about the drug-fueled parties that the GOP goes on. If anything, he's been out on the campaign trail, trying to do whatever he can to support Donald Trump and everything. Now, the Project 2025 people wanted him on there. Big Money wanted him on there. Trump didn't want him. Susan Lin was saying this, but that was kind of what I got too. When I did my first VP reading on him, I got the 9 of Swords and the 8 of Swords, and I didn't think he was going to get selected because those are terrible cards. It didn't occur to me that Big Money was going to force him in on Donald, and because the reading was how Donald was looking at the VPs. So Trump doesn't want Vance. So Trump will throw Vance under the bus every opportunity he can get. If Trump loses this election, it's going to be JD Vance's fault amongst many other things. But I'm curious, what is JD Vance's current status as the VP candidate, and are they trying to remove him? I know I've done several readings on this, and I haven't gotten anything definitive on it. And we'll try it again, though, now that we have drag photos out there. And I know I put something on the community page about the whole sofa thing is debunked. And there was some feedback like, oh, no, it was in the first edition. Well, I went Google searching. I was going to see, can I buy a first edition copy? And what I found when I did my Google search was, well, guess what? Some reporters had already done that. They contacted a person who they knew had a first edition copy, and she sent them pictures of the page in question, and it doesn't say anything about having sex with a couch. That being said, in the spirit of having fun at pop culture and just being gossipy anyways, when the pictures of JD Vance came up on Twitter, the hashtag that followed it was called hashtag Sofa Loren. Sophia Loren still is still relevant, and Sophia Loren is the VP candidate. So shall we find out the energy around the release of these pictures. Okay, entertainment purposes only. What do we got with Sofa Loren here? Okay, is my deck upside down? Indeed, my deck is upside down. Let's turn them around. Foundation of the reading is the Ace of Cups. Somebody's very upset. Somebody doesn't like being called weird. So, there's a lot of emotion, a lot of passion behind this. Now, what's also interesting is I just look at the foundation and the underlying energy. It shows the hypocrisy. This is a card of integrity, but it's also hypocrisy because once upon a time, JD Vance was against the don't ask, don't tell, or don't say gay policy. He felt that you shouldn't be discriminated against gays and lesbians. And now when you get to the to that same sort of issue, he's calling gays and lesbians groomers. So he's done a full 180 on it. Yet here's a picture of him playing beer pong dressed as a woman. And by the way, nobody else in the party is dressed as a woman. Just saying, he may not be his authentic self. That beer pong picture might be a lot closer to his authentic self. Cross with this is the Nine of Wands. There is some concern, probably on his part, that more is coming. I don't know. This photo was leaked. Is this Iran hacking into the Trump campaign servers? Is this Politico leaking stuff out? I don't know. Don't know the origin of this picture, but out it comes. So you can imagine JD Vance is worried about an October surprise because this may not be the only incident. How could it be the only incident? If he lost a bet, then sure, why not? But that's an awful weird way to lose a bet. And again, I think we're going to be finding more about JD Vance as the election draws near. That shows some hypocrisy here. In the past, we got the Page of Pentacles. He was, I think he was young, and he was expressing his values. I think his support for the LGBTQ community back in the day, before he was even a politician, was likely genuine. And it was likely genuine because I think he might be more than an ally. Okay? He was expressing his values, and his friends accepted him for that. How lovely. You get to be authentic. Current situation is when you lose your authenticity in your pursuit for wealth or power. He's taken, young JD Vance or whatever he was calling himself at that point, and he's let that go because he is now questing for power. His ambition has taken him over to the point that he will deny his past. But there's more of his past that's going to come out. Overarching energy is the King of Pentacles. How interesting. Peter Thiel, I forget who I was listening to, was describing him as an awful person. Just very racist or bigoted, but he's gay and very wealthy. I think Peter Thiel kind of changed Madison Cawthorn's whole world. Madison Cawthorn wants to be Peter Thiel, but the only way he can get there is by giving up his authenticity in pursuit of wealth and ambition. Or this could even be him going as a venture capitalist and being introduced to Peter Thiel, which begins his transformation. Lesson to be learned. Look at all these things, all this money. If this was he went into venture capitalism, was influenced by Peter Thiel, the lesson to be learned is he's on his way to becoming the next Peter Thiel in his mind. But that's not who he authentically is. But that's where he's going with this. He will carry this water. He's no longer going to be his authentic self. He's going to be something different going forward. which is unfortunate. Outcome is going to be the Six of Cups. Now, maybe Peter Thiel is very excited about Madison Cawthorn and will, reward him in kind for following in his footsteps. But there's going to be a part of JD Vance, if he's not being authentic to himself, that's going to long for the day when he was free to be who he was and he was happy to express it and he was loved and accepted for it. Because if he is not being his authentic self, he is like, it's literally like trying to swim upstream. Yeah, you can make some progress with it, but you're going to get very tired very quickly. You're not going to ever find happiness because you're not being true to yourself. So you will always find resistance in everything you do. Because everything is trying to course correct you back to who you really are. Okay? I want to look at that Nine of Wands. I don't know about you, but I think I want to know what else is he worried about. There is some concern that more stuff is going to come out. What are we going to see? Okay, Spirit. Sophia Loren's a little worried about his or her future. Gary and I both strive for accuracy and holding ourselves above that. But don't get me wrong, we enjoy good snark along with the best of them. And this one, it's like, yeah, I can call him Sophia Loren. I'm okay with that. It's not true. Yeah, I know it's not true. It's not true. But that's who he's going to be from now on. Only because I can't remember George Santos' name. Somebody Lavash or something like that. He made it all exotic. Sophia Loren's so much easier to remember. But what are we worried about? What is Sophia Loren worried about? What's that Nine of Wands energy coming down here? More stuff coming out from his past, from his youth. More Sophia Loren moments. And they're coming. They're coming. They're going to be released in a very systematic order. Queen of Wands underneath it. Don't mess with the childless cat ladies. Do not mess with these people. No. Bad. It's going to be drip, 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 drip. He has good reason. He has good reason to be worried. The childless cat ladies are here, and they are not happy. I already did my cat tarot reading on JD Vance last night. Oh, gosh. Needed a little levity. All right. In the past, we got the Six of Swords. Moving out of troubled waters to calmer shores. It's just... he's moving... to me, he's moving away from his authenticity. Maybe this could be stuff that came out during the vetting process. I'm almost wondering if, I don't want to say blackmail might be too much. I mean, there's no money involved with this, but he's trying to I think with this one, he's trying to navigate this, and right now they navigate it by saying nothing. What he's worried about is that more is going to come out, and more is going to come out. I mean, it's already caused some turmoil, and they're trying to deal with it by not dealing with it. When I asked for comments, there have been no comments. There's been no justifications. There's no stories behind this. It's out there, just kind of sitting. And it's got a vacuum, and nature abhors a vacuum. So tarot readers and gossipy people will fill that vacuum. Current situation is the Lover's card. Well, Usha, I'm not saying Usha's going to say anything about it, but JD might have been quite the sexy, Sophia Loren there might have been quite the sexy lady at the time. You might have gone by Lola for all you Kinks fans out there. Current situation, I think somebody who is a friend or more than a friend has more stories to share or more pictures to share. Stories to tell. There might be more than one. Lovers is plural. Overarching energy. 5 of coins. Now, is this somebody that Sophie Loren did dirty? Dumped him? Maybe this was a former friend that he's now denied, and they are not happy about that. Maybe this friend is going to do Sophie Loren a favor and explain what JD Vance was doing in school when he was Sophie Loren, and might help him find his way back to his authenticity. It could, whatever comes out could be mean-spirited, could get JD Vance kicked out of his position, but it also could bring him back to his true self. Oh, jeez! The lesson to be learned is the Sun card. You can only hide your secrets forever. When you look between the couch cushions, you're going to find the roll of quarters that was underneath there. Some chips and, maybe some other things beneath the cushions of that couch. But it's going to come to light. You may try and avoid it and pedal away, but it's going to be exposed. Welcome to politics, a very dirty business. Lesson to be learned, it's going to come quick and it's going to be broadcast. This is not going to be a 3 of coins behind the scenes type of thing. This is stuff that was going to be on the internet and is going to be published for everybody to see. Lesson underneath it all. Do not mess with childless cat ladies. They will mess you up. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I hope you found this reading entertaining as well as insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.